Some are now claiming President Trump's latest move could threaten Middle East peace, a peace that really doesn't exist right now. Hey everybody, I'm Chad Hasty, host of the Chad Hasty Show, which airs weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 a.m. KFYO in Lubbock, Texas. The New York Times with the headline out this afternoon, U.S. to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital. Trump says, alarming Middle East leaders. Now, Bloomberg reports that Trump will sign a waiver on moving the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. President Trump will sign a waiver, this according to Bloomberg, sign the waiver delaying the move of the U.S. Embassy in Israel to Jerusalem from Tel Aviv, while declaring the contested city the capital of Israel, according to a person familiar with the decision. This has a lot of Arab leaders upset in the region. It has a lot of European leaders on edge. They think that violence could happen because of this. But I've seen this reason pop up a few times here, and I'm going to read from the New York Times. President Trump expected to announce his decision on Wednesday, just a couple of days after the expiration of the deadline for him to decide whether to keep the American embassy in Tel Aviv. This all goes back to 1995 and a 1995 law that actually allows the president to declare the capital, move the embassy to Jerusalem. Of course, that really hasn't been, that has never happened. The embassy has not moved. The president's decision to sign the waiver would be in keeping with the moves made by all of his predecessors going back 20 years under a federal law that declares undivided Jerusalem to be the Israeli capital. Now, if you keep on reading about this, and looking at this, one of the main reasons people have a problem with this is because they fear instability in the region, and that there will be a lot of upset Arabs and Muslims, and that it could threaten peace in the region. Now, the region's really not that peaceful anyway, but let's read here from the New York Times and what they have to say. President Trump told Israeli and Arab leaders on Tuesday he plans to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, a symbolically fraught move that would upend decades of American policy and upset efforts to broker peace between Israel and Palestinians. Now, granted, maybe there haven't been a lot of clashes between Israel and Palestine in recent years, and maybe things have been, sort of peaceful. But let's make no mistake here. Israelis still live under the threat of terrorist attack from Palestinians. This is nothing new. Israelis are still under the threat of an Iranian attack. The Middle East is not a peaceful place. I don't know why we have to have this discussion. This seems pretty evident that the Middle East overall is not a peaceful place. And to say that this is going to upset the Middle East peace process, give me a break. This is what's been holding back, or I guess this is what could erupt Middle East tensions in the region, moving the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. This is already not and I'm talking about the Middle East overall, this is already a place that you really don't want to go on vacation. This is not a peaceful area of the world. I don't see moving the embassy as something that would actually inflame tensions. In fact, I don't think it'll do very much. I think you'll have world leaders who get in a huff and puff about it, and they'll slam the president, they'll slam the United States. The leader of Turkey has already said that he would maybe cut off relations with Israel. Let's remember here, there are a lot of countries in that area that already hate Israel. The United States has been a friend of Israel, and presidents in the past have promised to do what President Trump has promised to do, which is move the embassy to Jerusalem. Now, does it make that big of a difference to Americans' everyday life? No, probably not. I can't tell you that it's on my top 30 concerns that the U.S. Embassy is moved to Jerusalem. But I do think it is a move that would show a significant stand with Israel that, yes, I know we already have, but a significant shift maybe even from the Obama administration to support Israel and to support those in Jerusalem. I think the president will have to maybe put together a plan here. The U.S. will have to put together a plan here just in case there's any kind of retribution. But to claim that this is a bad idea because it could hurt the Mideast peace process, there is no Mideast peace process at the moment. Give me a break. If you're going to disagree with this move, at least disagree because you don't think Jerusalem really is the capital of Israel. At least come to me with something other than, oh, well, this could really upset people in the Middle East. Yeah, as far as the peace process goes, it's kind of dead right now. I don't think this is going to hurt that process at all. Tune in to the Chad Hasty Show weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time. News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 a.m. KFYO.